Hey everyone, today I'm going to be finally doing another review. I'm going to be doing a double review of Age of the Primes, Sky-Byte, and Age of the Primes Heatwave. I messed around with these guys for a bit, and they're both really fun. Let me explain. Okay, so I'm going to start with Sky-Byte. Sky-Byte looks cool, and I've never watched the Robots in Disguise 2001 show. But just to know the character, I'd watched some clips of him, and it does look pretty funny for a Transformers anime. Because I'm not a big fan on the Unicron trilogy or anything anime that doesn't belong, aka Transformers. So I'm not gonna watch that. But I'm gonna get started on his articulation. So he has a head swivel, and this is an insane head sculpt. Pretty sure they're never using this the head sculpt again, but I could be wrong. And then if we move the shoulder pads up, which you will get these if you're just opening this guy right out of the box and watching this, you're going to get these shoulder pads as accessories originally, and you're going to have to peg them on here. See? And they're kind of hard to peg on if you're not doing it right. But you lift that up, and other than the transformation joint, he has a pretty good rotation, and then you can lift it up a bit more with the transformation joint. Okay. And then he has a elbow swivel. I'm calling it that because it's not at the bicep. He can bend his elbow. I don't know what to say. I haven't watched a review video in a bit. He has some pretty weird wrist articulation though. Here, let me get it on camera. It's not at the hand, so it looks pretty weird, but it's cool. And he can bend his hand because of a transformation. His other arm, kind of the same thing as the other, with the shoulder. And then the bend, the swivel, and I like to call this he has a Scourge blaster, Scourge from Rise of the Beast. He has that kind of blaster, so that's what I'm imagining it as. Wow, I really kind of stuttered there. It does turn a full 360. For transformation, the two little yellow things bend, and this can also be used as a claw. I'm not really watching the camera I'm using. I'm actually watching myself mess with the figures. So if anything is wonky on shot, I'm sorry. On the camera, I'm sorry. And then if you lift the shark head, or shark butt, up, he has a full waist rotation. He can bend his leg out this way. Flip up the shark butt again. Can bend his leg that way. Thigh swivel. Transformation knee joint. Knee joint about 90 degrees. Maybe a tiny bit more. And then because of transformation, he kind of does this. And then ankle. And he can bend his foot for transformation. That's about it. Actually, okay, it doesn't, so I had to check. I just messed up how Sky-Byte looked. That's Sky-Byte with all. I'm not doing accessories just yet. I know I said the shoulder pads, but it was kind of just so I could tell y'all. Okay. Wow, it's so much nicer. I had to pull up a chair. Okay. Now for Heatwave. Heatwave's fun. I liked how he looked the second he was revealed, because here I even have the box up here. This actually looks like a toy from the show, and I love that when it just looks that good. And he has a really great figure like Sky-Byte. His head is on a ball joint. You can look down, up, side to side. I know I didn't do that with Sky-Byte, but his shoulder, he can bend his shoulder that much. I don't know. Bicep swivel, elbow bend, wrist rotation. Wow, I couldn't speak there for a second. Okay. And then he has a waist rotation. He can bend his leg out that way. Let me move the arm up for you. Bend his leg this way. Knee bend, past 90. Thigh rotation. ankle rotation, and he can bend his ankle. I was gonna say ankle rotation, but it doesn't feel like it. And that's these guys are. That's the, wow. Sorry, I'm not working. That is their articulation. Okay, now I'm gonna go on accessories, and I'm gonna start with the least messy one, Heatwave, because Heatwave is so much easier to mess with the accessories. So out of the box. Okay. Now to go with his accessories. So the ladder. Okay. Let me not get started on the ladder. Out of box, he won't have anything on, so if you're expecting him to have the ladder on the back, he won't. He'll just look like this, which is perfectly fine. It's pretty bulky, though, and I like that. So this is the ladder. It really does just look like you'd get this with like a normal Rescue Bots toy. And I'm perfectly happy with that. And then he comes with 2 Energon weapons. I do not have Legacy United Chase, okay? I just want to put that out there. So he's not going to be here because I still need to get him. Heatwave sold me I'm getting him, though. So when I see him, I'm getting him. Here is the Energon axe he comes with. And it's just kind of like a fire axe. So he just kind of holds it. He's going to walk around like Jason or Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers. You go chase you around with an axe. Sorry, I had to redo that. And then he comes with an Energon gun, or I call it a gun, but the more and more I look at it, it looks like it sprays water. So I don't know. I'm gonna call it a gun because that's what it looks like to me. So let me get all of his accessories on him. And just to put the ladder on, it's going to want you to do the tabs here. These 2 little things. It's going to want you to put them up here. Okay? Just in case, again, you're doing this right after you're just like, okay, I don't want to look at instructions. I'm just going to go watch a video, learn everything. That's just in case. So this is what he looks like with everything on. Let me kind of move him farther back so you can see him better, because, wow, my camera's not doing good getting his head. So here's a whole 360 of him that I'm trying to do while messing with his head. And I do like the head sculpt. Can I get the head sculpt here? Okay. So let me tap my camera so it gets him in view. So I just want you all to look at this real quick. This is so cool. It's got light piping and everything. I actually have a window open. I don't think... Oh, it's white light piping. He actually has like little optics under there, which is so cool. And it's kind of a really cool reference to when you take off the goggles in the show. But, dude, that is a great head sculpt. And I can't tell if it's somewhat reused off of Bulkhead, because the mouth kind of looks like a Bulkhead mouth, the mouthpiece. But everything else isn't. And I mean, he got a little fireman hat. That's awesome. It's really cool how they did him. Okay. Sorry, I had to tap my camera again. I forgot. Now that we have him, we got to get his buddy. So, can I take a second to talk about the Sky-Byte box here? So, the only accessory they tell you about on here is the gun, and they only tell you about it going in the mouth and goes on the hand. Yeah, like I said about the shoulder pads, those come out, and those are a tiny bit of a hassle. The worst one to take care of, and I know you can see all the boxes, my table is very unstable, so everything's going to be moving if I start tapping. So, I have a box up here, because I didn't know how big my camera, how wide a shot it would get, because I haven't done this in a while. So, I placed a ton of boxes on top of each other, if you really want to see them. Here we go. I got Starscream, Soulless, Cyclonus box. I got a ton of stuff. And I just wanted to Because that's a lot of boxes for me. So if one of this falls, that sucks. But, so other than his shoulder pads, the kind of the worst accessory to deal with, because I was afraid they'd break, is these things. I don't know. I don't know what these are called on a shark. So I'm just going to call them hand fins from now on. These things, they felt like they were going to break coming out. And they're 2 different mold pieces, which is actually cool. But, okay. I'm not pulling, because I put everything that came out of the box, other than him, in the box. Like him and his accessories, everything that was in the box when he came out went back in that box. So I'm not pulling out what they came in, but you have to push it out. And it felt like, I don't know, I just really thought these might break if you apply too much pressure. So try to go lightly on these. But other than being like just dorsal fins, nope, no, it's not a dorsal fin. His head is the dorsal fin. Spoiler alert. Instead of just being hand fins for the shark, they also double as like a, let me see. Let me try to get it, because it's very hard to do this. Aha. That was so much easier than when I first tried this. No. Okay, sorry. I'm not being like uber professional at this. They form like a little bow. So you become what's her name from Brave? Fight a bear. So if you don't want to have like them sticking out and taking up more space, you can do this. So he can be just like kind of, fine, I'm done with guns. I'm going like back in time. I'm doing all this. Because it is cool, or I guess it could double as like a sort of weird blade thing. I can't turn those. But yeah, so if you want to see where you can put them, other than there, they go just kind of right here. And this is what I mean by taking up a ton of space. Because they do. Like, he's kind of having to lean on them. That's why he seems closer than Bulkhead, because he is. Not Bulkhead, Heatwave. Sorry, I just made everything wobble. And the only other thing he comes with is this thing. Like a little missile launcher. And you can put it right here. Or, if you just don't want to deal with it, and you don't want to have the accessory out, or if you wanted to make the fins become a bow. See, I lifted up this shark butt for a reason. Okay? Don't be saying anything weird in the comments. Let's see, can I get that to focus on him? Not Bulkhead. I mean Heatwave, I'm sorry. I messed with Heatwave and Bulkhead a little bit earlier, so, you know, I'm going to be getting them mixed up a lot. So, you see these little... Here, let me get it close. There's these little indents here. See it? And what they do is, if I bring up the shark mouth, if you can see inside of there, there are these little things right here that they tab into. And basically, it's just really good weapon storage, so it's not hanging out anywhere. Unlike... So that basically either you could just have him doing like a scourge thing. You know, get ape-link around. If I don't have an ape-link, I don't have the primal either. Get your ape-link out and just blast off his arm or something. I don't know. But instead of doing... Okay, so I'm pretty sure I haven't watched the video. I think I did Ironhide first. If I didn't, then I did Scorponok. But I am going to do Heatwave first. Because so much more complex, okay? So much more complex. And you can actually risk breaking him if you really are just going, you're really just pressing on everything. Hey, it happened. I said it would happen and stuff fell. You notice how I'm not mad at that? I'm excited. I'm picking it all up. That's why my hands aren't there. I was actually happy it fell because I really wanted to know if it would. If I messed around too much and started doing other things. So yeah. But I'm not going to do Mr. Sky-Byte first, because again, he is way more complex. And even though he's a really good figure to look at, like Heatwave, his transformation can become one of the worst things to deal with ever if you're not careful. Because originally, when I first transformed him, some things were not tabbing in because I really didn't pay close attention to the instructions. And then I was like, okay, I'm frustrated with this because I have some kind of OCD, a little bit of it. So I went back and I redid it and everything fit. So really, for him, you have to pay more attention. If you have bulkhead, you just really know how to transform him. Like, there may be a little tiny bit of difference. Other than that, there isn't. Like, they're basically the exact same, but they look awesome. So people who say that it's lazy, because I know why people said Prime Breakdown was lazy on Hasbro's part when they did him. Okay? That was kind of lazy. When they just made him a complete head and done. Like, they just took the head, put Prime Breakdown head on it, and that was good. Done. They spent much more time on this trying to please people. Because I know people are like, it's a bulkhead. It's the bulkhead body. I want it to be its own mold. Well, I'm that person that enjoys the figure no matter what. So it could be a figure that the whole community hates, and I'll probably like it. Well, that can be the reason with him, because I know not everyone hates him. A lot of people I see actually kind of like Heatwave, and he's a good figure. I saw him and Sky-Byte together. I saw maybe 2 Sky-Bytes and 3 Heatwaves. I picked him up in Sky-Byte. And that was in Target. Because people have been saying, go to Target, go to Target. They got stuff at Target. I didn't find Vortex or Alchemist. But I found these 2, which was great. Because I really wanted him and I really wanted Sky-Byte. Again, like I said, when I saw the alt mode, I was sold. And they really tried to land cartoon accuracy on this, and I think they did good redoing the bulkhead mode because I'm just gonna be doing this. I should have left him here. It really does look like it came out of the TV show. No matter what kind of mold it is, it does. So I don't care if I get comments. Well, it's the bulkhead mold. The bulkhead mold is really weird and wonky. Okay, I like it. So what? I am that person. You could give me Kingdom Tracks and I would be happy. Because I wouldn't care. Like, I could have figures with worse articulation than a mainline figure. You know what? I wouldn't care. Because if it's a character I want, I'm displaying it. Because I wanted the character. That's that. So, if any of you are complaining, too bad. It's a great figure, and you might as well just be missing the opportunity to get a really cool figure because you wanted to complain about it being the bulkhead mold. Okay, now I'm done ranting. I'm not going to be ranting about Sky-Byte because nobody complains about him. People just complain about the mold on this guy. So I am now going to be transforming him. That was so weird to transition into. Okay, take the accessories off and throw them to the side. Now, I'm going to follow mainly the instructions. I did kind of do things differently than it. This is what's different. I would just say, keep this up. Instead of having it in the position like in robot mode, flip this up. Okay? Makes your life so much easier. And then what you're going to do is, again, I messed with bulkhead and I didn't notice these things until Heatwave. So I really did revisit my bulkhead, and I actually missed a step for years on bulkhead that I never knew until this guy came out. Okay, so first untab the arms like you would bulkhead. Okay? Now here's a bit of a tricky part, because if yours is like mine, it will have some resistance. And again, you will feel like you're going to break it. I'm not going to say that's a bad thing. It kind of is. But that doesn't make the figure bad. It just means you have to be careful. Okay? Oh, right now he's complying. But the arm joints, like, they might be the reason it makes you feel like you're breaking it. Yeah. And then you just, you lift this up, okay? I know I did everything without talking, which is going to be confusing for some people. So here, let me reiterate what I did. So, yeah, okay, I didn't like that sound. So, other than the fact that the head's already inside, he's trying to hide from you. Untap the arms and lift this up, okay? Now, like mine, my guy's head is already inside, so just tap that down. And flip his head down, trust me. The cap does make one step hard. If it's like, if he is kind of looking at you like, hey there, how you doing? If he's looking at you, you don't want that. You want him to be looking down in shame. Sorry. Now this is fine. Basically, if you were to look through here, he'd be looking down in shame, okay? Now, take this and just flip it here. Now take the arms and pull them down until you get them here. Now mine, they kind of have begun like the swivel joints, kind of like to almost fall out. So I sometimes have to make sure they're not. So just be careful of that. If your arms look like they're not the same size, it's because some of the joints will start coming undone by themselves, like this shoulder swivel joints. It's not on Bulkhead, that's on him. And it seems to only be this arm that does it on mine, which isn't a problem. It just means that almost every time I transform, I just have to make sure, because I get massive OCD from that. Like right now, perfect. It's basically lined up. It's just they're positioned in a different way. Oh, never mind. Oh, yeah, no, they're fine. It's because this guy's up. Okay, see? They are perfectly fine. Other than he's already... Yeah, this guy's coming undone. No, it's not. Okay, I have no idea why it looks like that on the camera. But now, before you flip the arms in, because I never knew this. I never knew this on Bulkhead until yesterday. When I opened this guy, I messed with him, and I'm going to do that. Every day when I get a figure, if I'm going to review it, I'm going to open it the day before so that I can get used to it. Well, this thing right here. See this? I never knew it was in Bulkhead. So for the entire time, I transform him, and he just have this hollow space. I was like, isn't there something to go in here? So this entire time, I never knew that there was... And see? Hat was in the way. You had to push this up all the way. So now it hides everything. I never knew that until yesterday. I didn't do figure comparisons, so I'm just going to do vehicle ones. I just realized that. I'm going to do comparisons of figures at the end of this video. Okay, so now, like, fully articulate the elbow joints. So he's, like, ready to start a boxing match. He's ready to go beat up Dolph Lundgren in Rocky IV. And then push these up to where they're resting by the head, and the head still has to be looking down in shame. And then tab that in. And it is satisfying to hear that, because you no longer are focused on the cab. It looks great. Look at this. Okay, so now we're going to focus on the bottom half. Okay, so stand him up if you want to. Just for me, I'm standing him up. You lift this up, and this is like so... It's less restrictive than it is on my Bulkhead. That's awesome. Which is a good thing, because it hurt my fingers to always do that on Bulkhead. And then you untab this. Here, let me do that again for y'all, because I know it probably wasn't on camera. You untap it. And I know my camera shook. That's because my arm hit the thing that's holding my camera. Okay, so then you push this thing all the way up. You put this here. Lift this up, and this is... So now, I want you to look at the back. You see the great thing here? This thing. You tab it down. And now just about everything that was part of the figure, like the head, the arms, that's hidden now, which is great. You can't really even see it through here that much. I mean, you can, the arms and the head. But for me, I can't always. Like, if it's dark out, I have a window open right now. Because a lot of my videos, it's just artificial light. It's no actual windows. So I decided to do this at day. because it's so much nicer. And then, ooh, that's not good. Okay, take this, tab it all in. So it looks like this. Okay, and then don't really mess with this. I know I did that. Don't do that. Don't do what I did. Just keep it up. Now take the feet. Now, sometimes I like to do the feet first of everything. And that's what I've been doing a lot when I transform them now. I just kind of like, oh yeah, it's just an easy step. Boom, feet are done. Okay. Now, like bulkhead. I know everything here is just the same as bulkhead. But why does that matter? I mean, the figure is great. Okay. Yeah, you flip these open. And you take, I have no idea what these are. I'm not a big person on cars, okay? The only cars I'm big on is Transformers. So, yeah, I don't know what these are. You're not getting that out of me. Put these back down. Seems a little excessive, but that's how it's done. For anyone that doesn't own bulkhead, yeah, to you it will seem excessive. To me, it is just the normal thing to do. And then you tab the legs together, because that is so much easier than leaving them apart. You just have to trust me. Okay. And then now these little pegs. See them right here? You see how it's already trying to peg in? So you flip these until the knee joints won't move anymore. You take your little, whatever the heck these gray things are, and you tab them into the thighs. That sounded weird. You know, I'm the one Transformers I'm the one Transformers reviewer that probably has a little bit of shame. Okay, so now once you tab these little things right here, these tabs, into the pegs that are on the shoulder joints, you should see them. It will click in if you're doing both. You barely heard the click, but you probably heard the first click the first time I did it. And then here, let me just move him up now that he's on full car mode. Flip the feet up. Okay? And then you flip this down. That is what he looks like without accessories. So he looks like he could be carrying stuff. Now, I have seen a Reddit post where somebody was mad about this. Like the thighs showing. I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, I mean, what fire person's climbing up here and he has to hold on to something? He's holding on to that. I'm pretty sure that's better than not being able to hold on to anything. So, to put accessories on, undo the last two steps that I did. So, to flip this back up, flip the feet down. Okay? It's for the ladder, which is the first thing you're going to do. This big guy. So, I know in robot mode, it was up like this. Well, now, there's a fly there. You're going to flip it, and it's going to go like this. Okay? It's going to slant. Because there are these tabs. These are new thigh joints. Or at least remolded. I don't know. Yep, see, look. Guess whose box that was. I did a live reviewing of her on Discord, and I will be doing a lot more live reviews. If you're new watching this and you're not one of my subscribers, subscribe and join the Discord to, see more live reviews. Because I will be doing that. I'll be talking to everyone. Because I'm not always going to be doing videos. I'm not going to be doing live reviews for live streams, okay? That's never happening. I'm doing live reviews for my Discord. Okay. So now take the ladder. And you're going to tab it in, okay? But now you have these things. And these things are a pain. You see these? So you know those little things that held the ladder up here? See, it already fell out. Those things become a pain in vehicle mode, okay? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying you're going to get angry sometimes. So I'm like, okay, go in. Go in. Go in. That's what I do. Like, I'm actively saying that in my head. So now you take the feet, and you really have to try here. Because not only is it going to untab from the thighs, it's not going to like tabbing into the feet that much. So you see these little slants here? You're going to take that, and you're going to try to get the feet in as best as possible on those while trying to keep it in here. Okay, because if your feet... Okay. Whoa, that sounded... that I was about to say, if your feet tilt, no. If your Heatwave figure's feet tilt, that's not a good thing. It will really... That is the one thing that will frustrate you. That is the reason why I say you'll get frustrated on this. You want to make sure they're perfectly flat against this. And you're going to just try to tab them into these slants until they are in there. And then it's just going to work like this. And then these things. See how they're covering those little tabs? That's what the feet are supposed to do. They're supposed to cover the little gray tabs. So you won't be seeing them at all. Okay. And then you actually, now you get to flip that down. And that's him without his Energon accessories. That is him in full vehicle mode now. He has his ladder. And it looks great. I'm going to get so much like, why do you like this? Why are you fine with that? You're weird. Okay, cool. And then so now there's these tabs right here. And they work in both vehicle and robot mode. I forgot to show that. For storage on him, when it's in robot mode, you just kind of tab the gun right here. Same thing in vehicle mode. You do the same thing in the axe here. And it still works in vehicle mode. It's the same way around in both modes. So now we have our bulkhead and he's tilted. Is my wheel, are the wheels lined up? So because of the knee joints, he won't roll as fast, or roll as far, unless you are actively pushing him. Okay? But now for some comparisons. Progress I made on my bulkhead. See? Black thing's up. And I cannot find the little club thing. Like, I just lost that one day. But I have his gun. And I love both figures. I love the fact that they go so well together. Because they're mold mates. Mold mates are the most fun thing in existence. Because they really, like, they're just fun to mess with. And it's cool to have mold mates. So you can just have a team of just bulky bulkhead figures. That sounded so weird. Bulkhead could lead a team of his mold mates. And, you know, probably work out just fine. Because they're the same thing. And it would look cool on display. Now, I'm not sure if you're like me. Again, I know there's so many people that are not like me. I'm probably the only Transformers fan to be fine when they really are lazy. Because so what? It's the character. Do you want the character? You wanted the character, you're getting the character. No matter what. And if you don't like that, well, guess what? You're waiting another, like, 5 to 10 years. So what? I get mad when people, again, like, I know I already ranted about this when he was in robot mode. I get mad, well, no, I didn't say this. Wow, I can't finish that sentence. I get mad when people basically hate on figures because they're retools or just repaints. Okay, then why do you buy them? Yeah, I know why you buy them. You buy them for your collection because no matter what, you're like everyone else in the fandom. You need to complete the collection. That is why so many people go out there and buy Inferno, Grapple, you know, mold mates. That's why so many people would probably go out there and buy Bulkhead, Legacy exclusive Amazon 2-pack Bulkhead. That's camo. People will buy Legacy, Prime, Breakdown because they want it. It's for their Prime collection, and they will not wait another 5 to 10 years to get that figure because that's too long for them. So when people say that they hate retools, you're going to get it because you need it. You know that, so why are you talking if you know you're going to get it? Okay, so I don't know what they're going to do with the bulkhead mold. Like, ever. Because other than Heatwave, I don't see another figure they could really do with a bulkhead mold. Now, I may have not looked at a lot of the figures that they released, but I swear there was not a single use of the bulkhead mold. And the bulkhead mold gets used like every year, so we might not see it. I don't know if we'll see it again. You know, in the next few years. Also, the reason why I've been ranting, which is so I could have an excuse to put footage on while I was transforming Hoist. I have Earthrise Hoist. I found him loose. He came with his gun. And the only reason I'm putting him up here is because I swear there's a Rescue Bot character with the same name. So I just wanted him to go up here. Because I know we just did Mold Mates. So now we're doing Rescue Bot characters. I count him as one because there is a Rescue Bot named Hoist. Hoist. Wow. Yeah, it's from the Rescue Bots Academy. I did watch that show. Because I'm a Transformers fan. But that's kind of it. I'm not putting Optimus Prime up. I'm not taking the time to edit out like 5 minutes of footage of me just trying to transform Optimus. Because that's a waste of footage on my thing. And that's a waste of time. Really? So, really, I'm only going to be doing 2 vehicle mode comparisons for him. And I'm actually going to do some robot mode comparisons for Sky-Byte. So this was your boy Heatwave. Heatwave's going to be moved out. Hoist and Bulkhead are going to stay out. They're not going to be in the rest of the review because I really took them to put next to Heatwave. I would have done Optimus. I'm going to do Optimus when I do robot mode comparisons. I know I said he's going to be out of the video. He's here for a second talking to y'all. Okay. So let me get Sky-Byte all positioned. Okay. So we're back at Sky-Byte. Now that we're ready to transform him. So let me get some robot mode comparisons done real quick, just so I don't have to do both of them. And again, edit out like 10 minutes of footage. It's going to be 8 minutes of me trying to transform him. I'm telling you that right now. I took the time to explain Heatwave, who's over there. You can't see him. I'm going to be taking a lot of time to explain him because he is harder. And do not say he's a shell former because he doesn't actually... He's not like... wow, it was weird. He's not like Siege Alita 1, which was a shell former, I know. He does use a lot of his robot parts to actually make the shark form. So before people are like, Sky-Byte's a shell former, don't get Sky-Byte. Sky-Byte is nowhere close to Siege Alita 1. Which is why I got this Alita 1, which you would have seen that on my Discord. And I like that Alita 1. It's a good Alita 1 figure. Okay, so because this is Age of the Primes, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait to see how Bulkhead looks. I mean, not Bulkhead. Primes look against Heatwave. So here's Prima. Again, you would have been notified that I got Prima if you were on my Discord. This is just a big advertisement for my Discord. Sorry. Okay. So, I never got to do a review on Prima. I wanted to, but I decided not to. Because I didn't do a review on any other of my Primes. Not even Vector. Who was the first one I got, because he came out before all of them. But he's like so straight. Like I know he has this little bit of kibble. But, dude, he stands so straight. Like, he's ready. He's at command. He's ready for Primus to give him his orders. But Sky-Byte's bigger than him. And then here's... So... Yeah, this is my third Prime. Like, no. She is, like, one of the last 2 I got, I think. Yeah. She's one of the last 2 Primes I got. Solus, again, I did a live unboxing of her. So I was on a Discord call, video on, just unboxing her. But she's so tiny. She's so tiny. And I have Sentinel here, but he's in vehicle mode, so, you know. If I take the time to, I will be transforming him. And then, I can't believe I ordered this guy. This is a Prime. Came out before all the Age of the Primes. Before Vector. That I have wanted for about 3 years now. If you had seen. If I was on a previous Discord server and I actually posted, I got this guy. This is Earthrise Optimus. And Studio Series 86, I'm sorry, I'm never getting that. Because I think it looks weird. Yes, the guy that said I'd never hate a Transformers figure, I don't hate it. I just think it doesn't look like it should. Because if you're going down for full accuracy, because not even the Megatron looks full accuracy. They did so much. Let's say they made him look just like he came out of the anime. Like, not even like he wasn't metallic. He was just anime. You wouldn't really like that. You want it to look like he can fit in with all the other figures. That 86 Optimus can't. Because he looks like a masterpiece. That legit came out. Just to be... Like, they just slapped the show. They slapped the show model. And it wow, I can't speak. Pretend this is the show model, okay? They slapped him, and he came out of the TV screen. And that's 86 Optimus. Which is why I know so many people were happy to see that. I wasn't. Because not only did it cost more, it was something I didn't pine for. I didn't want as much as this guy. So let me finish my primes, because I will do Sentinel. I have 2 more primes. Okay, other than Vector, who I'm about to put up, because Vector's the first, other than Earthrise. Okay, so here's all of them next to Sky-Byte, and Sky-Byte towers over all of them. Okay, so now let's get Big Boy. So the first, not the first, is a, no, this wasn't the first Age of the Primes figure I got, I think. Might have been? Maybe, I don't remember. Because I suck at remembering. I think it actually was, I just didn't want to unbox him for a while, because I liked how he looked. He towers over Sky-Byte. Yeah, Sky-Byte does not beat him. Because that little gun thing up here beats him. And Megatronus is big. He's almost Dinobot size. Okay. Final Prime. Sentinel is... He's perfect for the Studio Series TF1 figures, but he's so tiny. He's like... Solus is the only one shorter than him. And that's not bad. I'm not saying I hate this guy. I love this guy. This is an awesome figure, and I love the battle mode. But he's tiny, which makes him cool. It just means Optimus is bigger than him. So, like, if... Here, let me get my Earthrise Optimus. So let's say Sentinel were to just appear as a spirit. He'd be like, oh my god, you grown. I just think it's so funny. I love the figures. Okay, now that I've done them, I have 2 Decepticons, other than Megatronus. 2 Decepticons I want to put next to him. Okay, because these guys, one's the commander of my Decepticons, and the other one, he deserves to be here. You just gotta trust me. Because I did a tiny bit of research on RID 2001, because I didn't watch the show. I won't watch the show. I was willing to, and then I decided I won't. Because I don't like Transformers anime. It looks wrong. Sorry, I was watching Pluto, the original series, right, for Transformers. Transformers original series on Pluto, and then Cybertron came out. I was like, oh! Because, well, I know Vector is from the Unicron trilogy, that Cybertron one. I don't like that show. The cars look out of, like, the Transformer models look out of place when it's not Armada. Armada, I would watch. I might watch 2001. I might do a retrospective on it one day. If you see that pop up, that's because I actually decided I'd give it a chance. So first, everyone knows the story behind this guy. And I'm pretty sure the guy that gave me him might be watching this. So, because they're Predacons, Scorponok has to be there. RID 2001, Sky-Byte is a Predacon. So basically that means that Predacon has to be next to him. Well, let's get him out of view. Because only one commands all Decepticons. Because I don't have Megatron. And other than because of these guns, the gray guns, that's the only reason Galvatron's bigger than him. Because I don't know why the Mohawk, the backwards Mohawk, is so cool. Okay. Now that I'm back, now it's time to do the transformation for Mr. Sky-Byte. Okay. So, unlike the instructions, this is where I'm really going to go away from the instructions. Only because it's so easy to do, you're just going to want to do it right off the bat. It makes it so much easier. So first, flip the feet. Yep. The one thing I said I forgot to do on Bulkhead. And then take the elbow and position it so the little 5mm port is facing towards you, or wherever the heck this is facing. Okay? And then take these shoulder pads and flip them. So that now they're kind of like he's flying. got wings. Okay, sorry I took him out. I'm just making sure. Okay, so now, because I never took storage out, the only weapon you're going to want to take out is this. Because this doesn't go there in shark mode. Okay, so now that that's done, there might be one other thing you want to do just to make your life a wee bit easier. Take the yellow fins and flip them up. There you go. I just let the feet fall. Okay, so now he kind of stands taller than anything. Because he's like this. But that is it. That's like stuff that's not in not first in the instructions. It just makes your life a wee bit easier. So now you're going to take this, and you're going to take all of that, so that now his head is down. And you're going to want to, you're going to want to grab the fin and the back kibble. And you're just going to want to pull it down, okay? Some idiot just drove by with probably copyrighted music playing. And I got uncomfortable. So I completely paused and just stared. And waited for him to drive by. Okay, that's my Sky-Byte's off camera. I cut it. I know I did. It's pre-recording me talking about editing me. Who's in the future right now, this recording. I already know what I did before I did it. Okay, so now that that's done, you just leave the kibble alone, okay? You just gotta trust me. You leave this alone. So he's gonna look like this for a bit. The shark's gonna be weird for a little bit. Okay? So now you take the arms, and like how I said the shoulder joints, look at that. Look at how immediate that was, that it came off. If you want me to show you again so that you can see it, because I know you didn't really get to, it comes off so easy, that one. Now you're going to take this, and you actually, for mine, I do have to bend the shoulder joint to get this. Oh, wow, that one's tighter. So first you actually want to do Mr. Fin Hand. You're going to push that back. See how it's back there now? And then you're going to make sure that this is how, okay, you want to make sure this is how it looks. Okay, I'm just going to have to do it like this. I'm sorry. Okay. And then you're going to take that and do this. You're going to take this and do that. So now this is how it's going to look. Sorry. It doesn't stay in unless this happens. So now you flip this arm. Notice how you no longer had to flip the arm. That's why I did that in the beginning. It makes your life so much easier here. That's when the instructions will tell you. All I have to do now is flip the wrist and push and tab. Okay, watch as it tabs. Sorry, watch as it tabs in. I'm trying to make sure it tabs in on the camera for you, which is why I'm actively struggling because I'm watching the camera for the first time. Tab. Okay, yeah. Now. Okay, just make sure it tabs in. Like, I'm gonna tab it in really quick. I'm gonna make sure everything's lined up so it's not being weird on me. It just tabbed in. So once everything's lined up, you push it in, and you're gonna end up with this. Okay, this is how mine looks, and if you're doing it my way, this is how yours is going to look too. So basically, this is going to be your shark. Now, does that look complete? Heck no. So now, first of all, try to flip the head back to where it almost looks like the fin is now part of the shark. And then take this. These things are the hardest to work with. This is why I say you want to be really precise. Otherwise, everything is not going to be tabbed in. It's almost all going to be a bit wonky and uncomfortable to mess with in shark mode, okay? He is a very complicated figure, and you have to get just about everything right, otherwise nothing is right. Okay, so now you take this. Make sure the arms are not interfering, because if these arms are up, if they're going up, you don't want that. You want them to be as straight down as possible so that they don't interfere with these. I'm going to call them shoulder pads, with the shoulder pads. So then, now there's tabs here. And they're going to come in to the chest. See that? Little hole. You're going to tab into the chest. And you're going to hear it when they tab in. Okay? So try to push them in without breaking these, because these are so hollow and breakable. Now, if they're not tabbing in, but they feel like they're in, it's probably because you didn't push this all the way. Okay? I just noticed that with mine, because now it will actually tab in if you push hard enough, and now it will stay like that. But notice how this is also off-center, because it's not pushed in, and then all it has to do is find its positioning, move. I don't know. Okay. I have to do something here. I have to figure out why it's not working. Because that's on me that it's not working. Not on y'all. Y'all are good. Y'all's probably done. You're like, what the heck is he doing? Oh, I figured it out. Look at his head. Okay, you have to make sure your head doesn't misalign, because that will mess with this too. These things are like so delicate. He's so delicate. And you're gonna take this. I'm just gonna try. Keep on trying until this. Wow, that does not want to tap in. Wait, did it? No. No, it didn't. Oh, wait. Okay, now it should be ready. Let me check if it's gonna tab in or if it's messing with me. It's messing with me. I don't know why it's not wanting to tab in, because it's almost perfect. Other than that. Okay. So I have to figure out why this guy isn't wanting to tab in. It might be because I messed with the waist joint for the first true time. Oh no, yeah. So if it's not tabbing in, it might be the waist joint. I don't know. Because this has not happened since I first got him out, that they haven't wanted to tab in. Oh, got it. Okay. Should tab in now. Yep. I'm not sure if you heard that on camera, but I did. It's in. This guy will go in. Oh, that was so satisfying to hear. That means that now, yep, see, look how the arms and the head might be in the way. And then now you're going to really just push until it's so tight or isn't a line there. Like you can see it, but it's not showing that much. You want it that tight. You want it like that. Now you're halfway done with your shark. Okay? Because this is a hassle. Okay, so now flip the head up to where it's just pointing to your ceiling, if you're doing it like me. And then take your feet. Do not tab these in, okay? You're going to want to take the knee joints, the transformation joints, and push those to here until they you won't hear it. Okay, I don't hear a tab when they go in, because there is little tabs on the thighs. I'm not showing them because I'm not doing that. I'm not wasting more footage. Wow, I've been up here for an hour. Okay. So, shut up. Sorry, so somebody honked their horn outside. So now that those are tabbed in, you will want to apply force to the feet so that you can get your bottom jaw. Boom. I'm not sure if you heard that, because I did. That was satisfying again. But now, the problem. Again, a lot of the shell, because I know it's not a big shell, but I'm calling it that. I'm not saying you shouldn't get this. This is great. Okay? This is great. Take this and, okay. Notice how the head is down? You don't want that head down. Keep it up. Keep that up. Because then these bypass it so much easier. Wow, I don't know what I'm saying. It's so much more easy. And now you're going to want to tab these in. And now if they're like doing like mine are and flipping out like they're not wanting to go in, it's mainly because the thigh joint isn't lined up. So look at how it's tabbed in now. If it wasn't going in, like if it was turning on its own, that's because your thigh joint isn't lined up and you need to move the leg. Just a tiny bit. It won't mess with how the legs already look. That's just a little pro tip, like a little tip. And now these will occasionally, because they're not like they're not going to stay there. Like if you apply just a little bit more force, they're going to pop out, okay? So just be ready when you're doing the other side. But now, again, you got to push that in. Look at how easy that was. Look at how easy that was. That had like no problems going in, and now they're both in. And now flip the fins and make sure they're not coming out, because the first time I did this, one of them came out. So now you're just going to take this, make sure the jaw's down, and there's your shark. The tail's not right. There's your shark. So he looks pretty cool, doesn't he? That is Sky-Byte. Who's the coolest shark around? Who's the smartest shark in town? Sky-Byte. That's me. And he does have a head. The head actually, this is not transformation. This is for the shark head, where it can do that. Okay. This will happen, where it comes undone. Now, I'm saying you want that for the... Bruh. I'm just putting that on the ground. You're going to want this to happen if you want to plug in the gun. That's just my opinion. It just makes your life a tiny bit easier. Gun. And then now, fortunately, when that happens, you have to flip this back up. Notice how there's a little bit of stress here. That's because this has happened multiple times to me when I'm trying to mess with them. Okay. Now he will not be able to close his mouth. And unfortunately, I believe the toes have misaligned a tiny bit because that is not straight, and that will be messing with any viewers who have OCD for the rest of the video. Yum, yum, yum. That's what he looks like. And yes, I did that on purpose. Sorry. Now this is what he looks like from under. So if you're looking up for him, you're just going to see a little shark eyes, whatever like this is. Just going to see this from under him. This is what he looks like if you're in an airplane. It's actually pretty cool. I love the cybernetic details. So let me get somebody in for, I'm not transforming anyone. Go next to him for reasons. Let's just put in the other guy in the review. So notice how there is like, he's so much longer than him. Sky-Byte is a big figure. I'm going to say that. If they really wanted to go out on all out on Sky-Byte, they could have made him a leader class. He is the size of a lot of leader classes. He's without the little gun thing on Megatronus, he's bigger than Megatronus, which is saying something, because almost no one's bigger than Megatronus. He's not bigger than the Dinobots. No way. The Dinobots are bigger than everyone. But he big. Sky-Byte's big. But yeah. There's nothing really I can say. I mean, he is a flying shark. This is really all you're gonna... He he doesn't roll. He's not Hot Wheels Sky-Byte, which is what I'm calling when he has the wheels on him. I know that's a thing from 2001. I've seen that scene. I've seen it on YouTube so much, and it's just funny. But he doesn't come with wheels. You have to get a Cyber World Sky-Byte. Weird. That's a weird sound. But that is what he looks like. So that will be your Age of the Prime shark. Oh, okay. See how this came undone? I noticed that on camera. Yep. There you go. So this is what he's gonna look like. Really all around. Ooh, see this? I didn't see that. That's coming out. I'll have to fix that. But yeah. And for articulation-wise, other than the head, his tail does move. Like, it does bend, and that bends, and that moves. So you get pretty decent, I mean, these move. You get some pretty decent articulation on your shark. I know I'm setting him down, so you can't really see him. Somebody outside my house. Swear to God. That's what he looks like. Stop throwing rocks at my house. It sounds like there are rocks being thrown at my house. It's not hail. There's no clouds in the sky. At least from what I can see. But yeah, this is your shark. This is your fire truck that you cannot see. Okay. That's what they're going to look like. This is Age of the Prime, Sky-Byte, and Heatwave. And I know I promised to do Heatwave stuff, but nope. You got Sky-Byte with all the figures. So, fine. Okay. I'll do two. I'm bringing in Ironhide, not in vehicle mode, and Animated Bumblebee, not in vehicle mode. Because I'm lazy. And I don't want to spend a lot more time recording this and wasting space. He is tiny. Okay? He's... Sky-Byte in shark mode is almost bigger than this bee. But he can ride him. Kind of. Somewhat. If you tried. I'm not trying. But just to position this like they were attacking these guys. Let's say Ironhide here's. Let's move you out of the way for a second. Heatwave. Bumblebee. Let's say Heatwave was getting attacked. I mean, not Heatwave. Okay, first of all, Ironhide, you're tiny. Second of all, you're gonna be getting this head. Exactly. He can you can pose them to where they're almost being attacked by the shark. I'm not doing a Jaws photo. I would if I had water stuff. Like if I could put something that looked like water up, I would do like the Jaws scene. Dun. I would do that. I'm not gonna do that. Unfortunately, I can't. But it would make sense to do that with him. So if you wanted to do like let's just say you did a Jaws thing like stop motion, use him. It would be funny. It would be cool. It would work. He's the only shark you'll ever get in Transformers, I think. And Sky-Byte works perfectly with that. And Heatwave is an awesome fire truck. But that has been your review for Rescue Bot's Heatwave and 2001 Sky-Byte. I hope y'all like and subscribe. And if you haven't, would you please join my Discord? It would help a lot, and it would get a bigger community in there, and not make the server so dead, because it kind of is. So if you could, I'd love that. I'd love to have a really big community and talk with all my viewers. It'd be cool. So I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. I hope you have a great day.